Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Max. I run a SNMA, a super niche marketing agency, and on this channel we basically explore how to start, run and grow a successful marketing agency that can help us generate great results for our clients, but also help us as the entrepreneur to achieve financial, time and location freedom. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing and following along on the journey. And in today's video I want to talk about 5 things that I wish that I knew before I started my business, before I started my SNMA, my super niche marketing agency. I want to talk about riches and niches. I want to talk about that focus is really your main power. I want to talk about the shiny object syndrome and what that is and how you don't want to do that essentially. The 4th thing that I want to talk about is that results trumps everything. And then finally I want to talk about how important it is to actually have fun as well. So without further ado, let's just dive into it and talk about point number 1. So, riches and niches. Maybe you've heard about this before, and when I started my business, I didn't understand this concept at all, and I hope that I had understood it earlier. So hopefully it can help you as well. So if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, let's say, and maybe you're interested in starting some type of business, but you don't know where to start, this is probably the absolute best advice that I can give you. So in my case, I run an SNMA, a super niche marketing agency, but this can really be applied to any type of business. And the reason why people say that the riches are in the niches is because of this, okay? So in my case, since I run an agency, you can either be a generalist marketing agency. You're basically helping everybody with everything. You're helping roofing contractors, solar contractors, dentists, lawyers, personal trainers, other marketing agencies, whatever it might be, all types of local businesses. You help everybody with everything. You do online marketing, SEO, or online marketing is a bad example, but SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, websites, conversion optimization. I'm sure you get the point. Basically, a generalist is helping everybody with everything. And the problem with this is that it's so hard to become good at something if you're just helping everybody with everything. Let's say I get a client here with a specific service. Okay, I'm starting to get good at this. All right, nice. Then I'm getting another client in another niche, and they want to do another service. Okay, shit, now I have to figure that out, how to do that. Okay, now you have 2 balls you're trying to juggle. And then you get another client in another niche with another service. You sure you get the point, right? It becomes super hard and super tough and super stressful. So you want to stop being a generalist and instead being a specialist. And that's why people say that riches are in the niches, because if you go for a specific niche with a specific offer and a specific service, instead of having 10 or 20 or 30 different things that you have to keep track of and figure out, if you just use one niche, you have 1 ball, and for that one specific ball, you have 1 offer and 1 service. And that's how you can become an expert at just solving one problem for one specific niche. So you basically select one group of people. In my case, I'm only going to help residential roofers. I'm only going to do Facebook ads. That's it. I'm not going to help anybody else with their problems. I'm only going to focus on roofers and doing Facebook ads. I'm going to become the best in the industry doing that. And it's gonna set me up for an easier time and less stress, because if I find a proof of concept, if I know what works, I can just continue to do what works for other roofers. If I know that, okay, for these 10 roofers, I do this specific landing page, this specific ad, this specific targeting, etc. Okay, it's working for those 10 people. Now I can just do it for the 100 more, and it's just going to be as easy for those 10. So it's super easy to scale. It's also so easy to get results, because if I know, okay, I get results for these 10 people, I'm most likely going to be able to get the same results for the rest of the roofers that I want to help, essentially, right? But that's why the riches are in the niches, because if you become really good at what you do, that's when you get paid. And it's so much easier to become good at what you do if you just focus on one thing, essentially. So that's why I run an SNMA, a super niche marketing agency, and we call it a super niche because we're super focused only on Facebook, only for roofers. That's why it's a super niche. But this can really be applied to any type of business. You can be a super niche personal trainer, let's say. I talk about this in some of my other videos, but let's say you're only going to help men or women, let's say, that are entrepreneurs between 34 to 45 years old. They are a little bit overweight and they want to lose weight and become stronger and lose fat and look better. That's a super niche, instead of being a personal trainer helping everybody with everything. Now you're smart, because now you're actually helping a specific age group, a specific person, and you're also helping there's a specific profession, like an entrepreneur, because you know that they have money, so they're willing to pay you some more money as well. They're also entrepreneurs, so they're most likely a little bit more driven than other people. They actually want to get results fast, so they're easier to work with. And also your sales and your marketing as the entrepreneur is going to become so much easier when you have a super niche. Because think about it, let's say you're gonna do a Facebook ad, let's say, and you're a generalist. It's like, okay, I help everybody with everything. Are you interested? Everybody's gonna be like, no, I'm not, no. But let's say you do a Facebook ad and you only target women, let's say between 30 to 45, and you speak to their specific pains, their specific problems. I'm only helping women between 30 to 45. Let's say you do an ad. I'm looking for 10 more women to my specific program that are entrepreneurs running their own businesses between 30 to 45. They have these specific problems, these specific pain points, and they want to achieve this, and that. Now you're speaking to specific customer avatar, and there, if somebody in that specific targeting or that group is going to see that ad, they're going to click on it and they're going to be interested if they have that specific problem. So that's the power of the niches. And again, I can talk about this so long, so let's go to the next point. Let's talk about the power of focus. So this really ties into the first point, but I really wish that I knew this when I started my business, that focus is really the main power that you have as an entrepreneur. You really need to be able to identify what you want to do, like set a goal for yourself. Okay, that is the goal that I want to achieve, and I'm going to spend most of my waking time to achieve that goal, or working hours at least. And once you have that goal, you really need to be focused on that goal. And then you can think, okay, how am I going to achieve that goal? Okay, I want to get 10 clients within the next 2 months. Okay, how am I going to do that? Okay, I can't spend money on ads right now, but let's say I'm going to ask my friends and my family, see if they have anybody who's a woman between 30 and 45 who want to start or who want to lose weight and gain muscle. So I can start that way. Maybe I can start use some LinkedIn and reach out to people, and maybe I can send some emails. Okay, how many emails and how many LinkedIn contacts should I reach out to? And you kind of start to do plan for yourself. And then if you want to achieve that goal, you just have to focus on that one thing and not be distracted by all the other stuff out there. Because the cool thing about the internet is that you can really do whatever you want, which is super, super powerful, but it's like a double-edged sword, right? You can be distracted by Netflix or by Facebook or by TikTok. There's so many things trying to steal your attention. So by just learning how to focus, it's really your superpower as an entrepreneur or as a human being when you want to achieve anything. Just focus on one thing, do that one thing, and yeah, also that becomes so much easier when you actually do something that you love to do. If you do something that you think is so boring, it's going to be hard to focus. But if you set up a goal that you really want to achieve, you're super thrilled about it, you're super excited about it, you're like on a mission, a journey, an adventure to achieve that goal. Doing that specific thing becomes a lot more fun, essentially. So learn how to focus. That's something that I wish that I knew before I started my business. The third thing that I wish that I knew before I started my business is about the shiny object syndrome. I've been going through this so many times. It's actually insane. And basically what the shiny object syndrome is, it is that you think that the grass is greener on the other side, but the truth is that the grass is greener where you water it, right? So what I mean by that is that once I learned what a niche is, or an SNMA is, a super niche marketing agency, and I kind of understood from my mentor that, hey Max, why don't you just do one niche and one offer? Why help everybody with everything? That's stupid. So I was like, okay, let's choose a niche, and let's choose an offer. What's the best niche? What's the best offer? That was my next question, right? So I started a niche, I selected an offer, and then I started it, and then it became a little bit hard. I was like, maybe this is not the best niche and best offer. Let's do this instead. Let's choose another niche and another offer. Oh, okay, I started that. So much easier. Oh yeah, this feels good. Then I started to have problems there as well. I was like, this is also hard, this niche. Okay, maybe this is not the best niche. And then I did it again. I don't know how many niches that I went for in the beginning, but the truth is that no niche is really better than another niche. At least in the beginning, there are certain things that you want to check for, right? You want to find out that there's actually a problem that you can solve and that the people that you help actually have some money to pay you. So there are some check boxes that you need to check essentially when you choose a niche. But really over time, all of the niches are hard. All of the niches are actually they have tough problems to be solved. And you want to find hard problems to solve, because if there weren't any hard problems to solve, you wouldn't have a job as an entrepreneur and people wouldn't pay you a lot of money to solve those problems essentially. So when you start a business, you have to have that in your head that, I want to find a problem that nobody else has solved, or maybe you want to find a problem that somebody else has solved, but you can just solve it so much better essentially. But you really just have to be prepared that when you find a problem, there is no niche, like a golden niche that is like super untapped and super easy to solve. Maybe there is, and maybe you're like the lucky guy who finds out about that first niche. It's super easy, you can make a ton of money. But I promise you, if it's too easy to solve that problem, then anybody can do it. And I promise you, a lot of people are going to start doing it, and then you're not going to be the unique one. And in the business world, people call this creating a moat. It's like building a moat around your fortress, around your business. You basically want the problem to be pretty hard to solve, and you want to have like your own unique twist on solving that problem, so that not just anybody can come in and copy it and do the same thing as you. So yeah, that's something that I wish that I knew when I started out, that there is no magic niche to go for. You just have to choose a niche that you're interested in, that you like, that you know that there's a problem that you can solve in, and that there are people in there who are willing to pay to solve that problem. The next thing I want to talk about is that results trumps everything. And what I mean by that is when you start a business and when you start to help your niche and help them to solve a specific problem, because that's really what it all comes down to. It doesn't matter if you sell services or products, people basically just buy futures. They basically have a desire that they want to achieve. So yeah, here's basically the person's current situation. I'm here. I want a new phone. I want to, oh yeah, this iPhone looks great. I want that phone. That's my desire. And I pay money to get that essentially, right? And that can be the same thing with the service as well. Okay, I want more clients. I want 10 more clients per month. Okay, I really want to get there, but I don't know how to get there. Okay, I pay somebody to get there essentially, right? The whole economy kind of goes around that concept that people have problems, pains, and desires, and they want to pay to actually get to that desire essentially. So when you get a client and people are willing to pay you, they believe in you, they believe that you can actually solve that specific problem for them to get them to that specific point, you know, the ball is in your corner essentially. They tell you, okay, Mr. Entrepreneur, here's my money to you. I trust you that you're going to be able to solve the problem that you're promising me. Let's see it, essentially. So, and that can be pretty scary in the beginning when you start, because when you get your first client, that is your first client. You've never done it before. But you can solve that in different ways as well. For example, in my case, when I started and I was going to help roofers with Facebook ads, I never done that before. But basically what I did is that I just got the client, I got the money, and then I find another guy who was pretty good at it, like a media buyer, another advertiser knew how to do it. So I told him, hey, here's some of the money, please solve this problem for me. And I learned how he did it, and then over time I could do it myself and build my own team around that essentially. But yeah, results trump everything. The only thing your client cares about is results. Marketing agency and SNMA, a super niche marketing agency, people want to see results, especially if you're a specialist. In my case, I'm only helping roofers with Facebook ads. When they hire me, they expect great results. But let's say you're a personal trainer. You know, if you're a super niche personal trainer, you only help women between 30 to 45 who are entrepreneurs who want to lose fat and gain muscle. When they hire you and you're a specialist in doing that, they expect results. So results trumps everything. That's the only thing you need to focus on. If you want to make money for yourself, achieve financial, time, and location freedom, it's all about just the result. And when you have a super niche marketing agency or a super niche personal trainer business or super niche anything, the idea is that it becomes easier for you as the entrepreneur to solve that problem really well. Instead of being a generalist helping everybody with everything, and by just knowing that one thing, it becomes easier for you to generate great results for that specific niche. More people know about you as the guy who solved that specific problem for their specific niche, that tell their other friends about it, and you start to get more clients. It's easier for you to deliver to more clients because you can basically just copy paste what you've done to the other same person in the same situation with the same desire. You can just scale it. So the final thing that I want to talk about is actually to have fun. And what I mean by that, this is actually something that has taken me quite a bit of time to actually figure out. I'm still learning about this. And the way I started to think more and more about this was that I can't remember his name, but there's a guy from, I think it's from Australia or somewhere, a guy who is, he's like obsessed about creating systems, and he has like a YouTube channel. He has like 150,000 subscribers. He also runs a marketing agency in Australia, one of the biggest and best marketing agencies I think in Australia. And he is like out partying all the time and spending a ton of time with his friends, spending a ton of time with his family, traveling, doing whatever he wants to. And he's able to do that because he's freed up time for himself by basically outsourcing specific tasks in his business to other people. So when I saw him and how he did things, I was basically doing everything myself, and I was not happy at all. I loved what I did. I really loved my goals and kind of what I did. I loved the business of it, but I never gave myself some time to do fun stuff. Play some golf, spend some time with your family, travel some, spend some more time with your significant other, go out and eat more, do more fun stuff. It's so important because I was in the mindset that I only have to focus on business. I only have to do business things. And in the beginning, I think there's a time and place for that. But over time, if you want to think a little bit more high level, if that makes sense, if you want to get like a 30,000 foot view of what it is that you're doing, of what you want to do, having some type of hobby that you can do on the side of the business, it helps a ton. Instead of being like ingrained in a specific task in the business, oh, I have to solve this thing, I have to do this, I have to solve this, I need to figure this out. What I like to do is like, I love to play golf with my dad. So some days I'm like, I'm just gonna go play golf. It separates me from the problem. I can do something else that I really love. I start to think about something completely else. I spend time with my dad. We don't speak about business or anything. We just play that golf ball. We just hit that golf ball. It's a stupid game, right? You have like a club and you just hit the ball, you walk, you hit it again, and then you hit it again. It's pretty stupid actually when you think about it, but it's so nice because you just do something else. You have fun and then you just solve that idea. You're like, oh, that's how I should do that thing. That's the angle that I should take. This is how I should do it, essentially. So yeah, it's so important to have fun. It's just important in every aspect of your life, essentially, to don't stress out and be angry and scared all the time. Let it go, man. Have some fun as well on the journey. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I can talk a lot about these things, and I really like to have like a medium, like a YouTube channel as well, where I can actually talk about more of these things. This is like one of my earliest videos on this channel as well, so I'm not sure if a lot of people are going to see it, but over time I hope that more and more people are going to start to see it, that we can kind of discuss these things and kind of learn from each other. And yeah, I can talk about this for hours. I could sit here all day, talk about why and how to start a business and why we should go for niche, or how to, it's also very fun to interact with like-minded people, like an inspiring entrepreneur, let's say, who want to figure out a certain aspect and then be able to kind of discuss that thing that they want to have solved and figure things out together. Like, I'm no genius myself, right? The only thing I do is like learn from other people, but really the genius is when you interact with another person. So there's a person here with a specific problem, and then it's you or yourself with your experience and your needs and desires, and then when you start to talk and you start to kind of put your minds together to kind of solve a specific problem, that's when the genius starts to happen. That's when everything happens, essentially. If you've read Napoleon Hill's books, it talks about a mastermind, and that's really what it is. It's like when people start to interact and solve problems, that's where crazy ideas come. So that's like my hope with this YouTube channel, to start to talk with more people about these things. That's it for this video. If you want to check another video, like and subscribe to the video if you liked it. You will have another video here. Hope to see you in that video. Bye.